Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It looks like the beloved Hull A got a buff in cargo capacity before it even made it into the game officially. Let's take a look at what we've seen about the Hull A and most recently inside StarCitizen. Here it is, and we'll show you what the new hull capacity is.
With the game as it is right now, loading cargo is a very...
Pause. Let's sit here for a second and admire the latest in MISC design. So as StarCitizen keeps on progressing and improving and streamlining the ship design process, a lot of the newer ships are absolutely spectacular, and the Hull A is the best looking MISC ship I have seen so far. Besides the color scheme I absolutely love, but just take a second to appreciate the exhaust there at the back with the shock diamonds, which I absolutely love seeing in the exhaust from the engines there. But more so, this is the latest design in MISC, and the same way with the Argo Raft, which I feel is one of the best designed ships in the game so far. The more experience they have, the better these ships are getting. So does the Hull A measure up? Is it going to set a new standard? I believe it will. Let's keep on watching.
Simplistic mechanic. You go to a terminal, you click buy, bam, it pops up on your ship.
Okay, what it's talking about here is basically before the cargo refactor. Right now, when you want to load cargo, you go to the terminal, you go, I want to buy this, bam, it's in your ship, that's it. But that is going to change when the cargo refactor comes into play. That's when the Argo Raft, that's when the Hull A and B, when all the Hull series ships will really come and shine. I won't pretend to exactly know how awesome or terrible it will be. We'll have to wait to see how that comes out in the game. But the old days of cargo simply appearing will be gone.
But that is changing in the near future, where it is going to become...
Isn't that beautiful? It's pretty. I love this color scheme. One more thing I want to point out while we are here, besides the beautiful retracting arms which tuck away inside the ship and transform the ship. Chris Roberts loved the transforming ships. Like anything which moves, if a wing can move or something can retract, he'll do it. So in this case, the entire tail section of the ship will retract into the ship itself. We'll see it in a second. But while we're on this picture over here, I want to point out something, and that is the cargo capacity. So each one of these little square things is one standard cargo unit. And if you can count with me on the top row, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Each one of these arms is holding 16. There are 32 on each side, which means 64 SCUs of cargo. Now, the StarCitizen Wiki, the original Hull A is supposed to have 48 SCUs. So, it seems that the Hull A has already gotten above. Well, it makes sense. I don't see how this would hold 48. Could it? Is it? No. Yeah, this... Am I right with my math? It's 64. It is 64 SCUs. Double check me on that. But yeah, that is not what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be 48 originally, which makes me wonder if the other Hull series ships will also get the similar increase, because back when they decided this, I guess they didn't really nail down the final dimensions of what exactly one SCU was going to be. But now that we are closer to the game releasing the ship, I guess this is what it is. So 64 SCUs for the Hull A, and haulers rejoice.
An actual physical loading process. So having externally mounted cargo.
All right. I know I keep pausing, but bear with me. First thing I noticed from the front, moving away backwards from the front, the visibility. This is a unusually highly visible ship. Well, you need it. I mean, if you're ferrying from cargo, the cargo from space to the surface, you got to be able to see the landing pads below you. So a lot more visibility here than you have, let's say, the Freelancer. I'm curious to know if the Freelancer is going to get a makeover to bring it in line with these ships here, which it might happen eventually, but I don't see why not. So I love the rivets on the seams over there. It's industrial looking, but it's also clean and sleek. Also pay attention that the Hull A, is it the Hull B also, are the only ships that might be able to land with cargo. Double check me on the Hull B, I'm not sure, but the Hull A, obviously this is it, can land with cargo, which will make it a very useful ship once the cargo refactor comes in, along with the Argo Raft. Oh, and basically, okay, so you got your retro thrusters over there, your docking ports over there, and I like it. It's sleek. It's definitely pretty as far as MISC ships go.
And the lineup consists of 5 ships.
Yeah, right. So here we have a great representation of the Hull series ships. The Hull A being on the far right, the B, C, D, and Hull A, B, C, D, and E. So the E being monstrous in size. I don't have the number in front of me, but it is absolutely massive. That thing is not going to land on the surface of planets. The Hull D also not. Will the Hull C be able to land on planets? Maybe with the configuration done right, but these are absolutely enormous ships, and I cannot wait to see them in the game. If you're into hauling, this is where the money is going to be. One or two big hauls in these ships, and it sets you up. But very likely you will need to have a lot of escort fighters fighting along with you, because these things are like loot pinatas when they will be full, making for very exciting gameplay indeed.
Hull A being the smallest and the Hull E being the largest. As you progress up the sizes, you move into larger quantities.
So here we have the Hull D. Now this is concept, not near final. I think final will be very different from what you see here. But to give you a sense of scale, look at the staircase going into it there. It is going to be enormous, and when it's loaded full of cargo, even more so. But I guess if they're sticking by the plans, when you do not have cargo, you can still land on the planet. I don't know if that's still in play or not.
Going longer distances. And then
Awesome.
you use the smaller ships in the series to do the short range of long distance cargo
go back to Hull B
hauling.
there for a second.
To do the
Okay, this is concept art for Hull B, but as you can see, when it's loaded, I don't think this thing can land on a planet when it's loaded up, especially there's cargo at the bottom of it, because the landing gear, I don't believe, come down far enough. So let's come back to that when we have more information about the Hull B being able to land on a planet, or is the Hull A the only one that will be able to do that? Let's see.
short range of long distance cargo hauling.
Old concept art.
The Hull A is the entry into both the Hull series and the sort of dedicated cargo hauling.
Yeah, that is pretty. That is very pretty. Yeah, that landing gear is short. There's no, okay, so the Hull B is not landing on planets. Hull A being the only one that will be doing it. Again, along with the Argo Raft, I think this is going to be a very, very important ship in getting items to your homesteads or to bases from orbit down to the surface.
And the sort of dedicated cargo hauling profession. It is designed for getting cargo on and off the ship as quick as possible. So all the cargo is external. It is the best.
Beauty shot. Look at that. It's beautiful. With the sunset. Shock diamonds, must always point those out.
Size to amount of cargo ship in the game for new players wanting to get into it. And it is really a one.
Okay. Visibility for a MISC ship. Who remembers in the old days the middle strut on the Freelancer and the stink we made about it as a community until it's finally removed? Well, guess what? The community was right, all right? We like to look outside. StarCitizen spends so much time at creating beautiful atmospheric lighting and clouds and fog and storms. Why block that away from us? Let us see out the window. So here we have, along with the Prospector also, wide open views as you should have. And I hope the Freelancer opens up a bit too, because we want to look out. We want to look outside.
Person, you and your cargo ship. It has flexibility that some of the larger Hull series ships don't have, such.
Hang on a second. Why is the office so empty? All right. This is why StarCitizen is taking so long, because there's no one at work. But as Paul Jones pointed out in his recent videos, he's working from home. A lot of the StarCitizen employees, because of what happened during COVID, are working from home still. And they do have to get back to the office, but work is still being done. Don't mind the emptiness of this office. Also, everyone's going to be moving to new offices soon. But yeah, back to work. How are you guys? Are you guys back to the office, back to work also? Also, let me know. How do you feel about that? Or do you prefer working from home? Has your company given you the option to continue working from home, seeing that you're actually not losing productivity as they said you would be?
Which is the fact it can be fully loaded and land planet side or in hangars or in pads with all that cargo.
Yeah.
We've got everything on board for you to live out in the verse and deliver your cargo. You have a very traditional MISC cockpit layout. You have a big
Oh, so nice. Okay, so let's talk about the physicalized buttons here on the cockpit. Everything you see is something you can interact with. And this excites me in ways it shouldn't, because one day I know I should be able to put on my VR over here and hop into my favorite game and touch stuff in the cockpit. So yes, exciting to see. I see a push to talk. I see a hail button. I see a transform button, extending the cargo node, quantum travel, everything. Can you imagine sitting in the cockpit just flipping the buttons with your hand in VR? It's going to be awesome. Any year now, I mean, any decade. In a decade from now, we may see that. But I love the new physicalized cockpits. Definitely appreciate the work they've put into that.
Food making facility.
All right, here we have the living quarters. Pretty standard, nothing too shocking, surprising about this at all. You have your bed, which is also your escape pod there on the right, and you have everything else on the left. There will come a time where you want to stock up your fridge with food and water, because those are things you need. And overall, nothing fancy, but it does the job, and nothing much to see on this side.
And then at the very rear of the ship, you have a small bathroom area which has the class.
Everyone always wants the bathrooms. People are still crying about the lack of a toilet on the Cutlass Black. And you know what? If it's part of your role-playing, I understand it. I personally believe in very clean in-game hygiene, so I shower every... No. Well, I do appreciate the effort they put into this one size kind of shower / toilet / sink, everything in one unit is a good use of space.
Toilet shower combo and sink.
Mm-hmm.
The Hull A is releasing before the cargo refactor comes out, so it's still going to function as a cargo ship, but a lot of its benefits will be unlocked over time as the cargo refactor comes in and is iterated upon, and it will just get a much stronger and stronger choice of cargo ship.
So, as the man says, cargo refactor coming in, and we honestly, without even playing the game with cargo refactoring in, we can't tell you exactly. But if John Crew says this is going to be an important ship going forward because of the way cargo refactor is going to work, then I believe him. It's going to be a critical ship, and when you want to land at the surface with a certain amount of cargo, this is a ship that's going to do it. Here we're going to see the animation of the arms closing in. This is beautiful. Watch this.
People have been wanting the whole series in-game for a long time, and with the release of the A, that's a reality now.
Nice.
It's been great to get this out there, and it's helped us prove out some of the issues that have prevented the Hull C from coming out.
Shock diamonds.
Looking forward to seeing everyone playing with the Hull A and getting ready for the Hull C.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. So, personally, I don't own the Hull A. I have an Argo Raft. I also have the Hull E and D. But I'm really curious to see how this is going to fit into the gameplay, how important it's going to be in gameplay. And when this comes out next patch, or probably shortly after when the patch is out, I think we'll see some big sales numbers yet again. So far, 2022 turning out to be a massive record-breaking year for Star Citizen yet again. Will this continue the record heading into March, April, May? I think it may. So with that, guys, let me know. Do you love or hate the Hull A? What's your opinion of it? How important is cargo refactor going to be? Post below. Your comments are appreciated. Thumbs up if you enjoy my videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.